After over 10 hearings, Ajit Pawar has come out on top in the Pawar versus Pawar war as far as the Election Commission is concerned. The Nationalist Congress Party name, the party name and the symbol has in fact been granted to the Ajit Pawar faction. For more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, take us through what the EC has concluded.
Well, it's a long and a big order, but for our viewers, it's basically two important points that they've gone by the legislative strength. This is definitely a big blow and a setback to the Sharad Pawar group, because he's the co-founder. I mean, he's the founder of NCP, and that's the reason for why this entire symbol, the clock symbol, was given in the first place. So this is definitely something that is really not being seen very kindly at this present juncture. It's definitely a huge setback. The other important point is that this is going to be challenged. There is no doubt that it's something that was anticipated by the Sharad Pawar faction. They knew right from the time when the party was split that this was going to go down to the Election Commission. They had taken certain safeguards, but they will definitely challenge. They are upset with the order and will definitely challenge the Election Commission's order. But at present, they will have to look at a new symbol for the Lok Sabha elections, because it's unlikely before that they will get any relief unless the Supreme Court does intervene.
Sunil, quickly before I go across to my guests, is there any reaction coming in from either of the factions, especially Sharad Pawar, who's now been asked to select a new party name?
Yeah, as I told you, that this is definitely going to be challenged. It was something that the Sharad Pawar faction did anticipate. It's something that they were not aware. They did put up their best foot forward to ensure that this doesn't happen. And Mr. Pawar himself and his entire team had been, fighting it in the Election Commission. But they knew the inevitable would take place, because they've now used the ground of legislative power and strength to go ahead with this decision. So it's definitely something that wasn't not anticipated. It's part of that entire
Sunil, thank
process.
you so much for joining us with that update. Let me now introduce my guests. I'm joined by Mr. Daniel Francis, who's a political analyst, Mr. Jayant Menkar, a senior journalist, and Asif Bamla, spokesperson of the BJP. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the show. Coming to you first, Daniel Francis. You know, as Sunil was reporting that this was supposed to be on expected lines, but nonetheless a big shocker for Sharad Pawar.
Why should this be a shocker for Sharad Pawar? You know, we had a case in Maharashtra earlier where on the same criteria, the test of majority, the test of aims, and the constitutionality of the constitution that these parties have, the Election Commission had already ruled that Mr. Eknath Shinde will get the election symbol and the party name, and he was the rightful claimant. In the same manner, a democratic rebellion was inspired by Ajit Pawar and he's claimed his position in the party, and here we are that this is what has happened. So I don't think where Mr. Sharad Pawar is concerned, he's a seasoned politician. He was expecting this in the past, and his statements clearly tell us about that. If the question is that, what will be the future? I think Mr. Sharad Pawar, unlike Uddhav Thackeray, will quietly accept this ruling and will go amongst the people.
Mr. Jayant Menkar, going to you first as somebody who's observing Maharashtra politics. Ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, this is going to be a major blow for Sharad Pawar. So, considering that there is very little time left, do you think that challenging this in court is going to help out the Sharad Pawar faction in any way?
No, actually, the way Sharad Pawar has said, let us go to people, that will happen. He will definitely approach, he will definitely go to the people only. But now the problem is, at the age of 84, does Sharad Pawar has got that much physical capacity also to reach out to the people, because he's the only person who can garner the votes. And much of his burden since 2004 for the last 20 years actually was managed by his nephew, Ajit Pawar. And now who is in another bandwagon? Now the problem is this, it's Baramati, the constituency which is held by either of the Pawars, the Lok Sabha constituency, since 1981 till now 2024, So now the question is, will Ajit Pawar's wife will contest against Supriya Pawar? I mean, Pawar versus Pawar. And with the, as per my sources, BJP has given the task to Ajit Pawar that you must defeat, Baramati should be rested with the BJP faction, and then only whatever the consideration about of making Ajit Pawar as a chief minister will be considered.
Right.
And it is a big setback for Mr. Sharad Pawar also, as it is, but he was expecting that. Now, also, I also think on these lines.
Right, Mr. Menkar, I'll have to get Asif Bamla in. We have very short time. Mr. Bamla, the spokesperson for the BJP there, of course, there are no direct stakes attached at the moment for the BJP, but considering the fact that the Ajit Pawar faction is a close ally of the BJP in the state, and so this is definitely going to give a big boost to the alliance going into the elections of 2024 Lok Sabha polls.
Well, as far as the numbers were concerned, the BJP was anyway self-sufficient even before the NCP entered the fray with us. But of course, it's a welcoming move because Ajit Pawar has been a grassroots leader. He's been a Grameen face also, and I mean, of course, he was running the party. He was handling the reins of the NCP for a long time, and then when he desired his intentions to join the party, that was a welcoming move for the party because we were anyways, we were, by the previous government, the MVA, which happened to win and get a mandate with us, the BJP and the Shiv Sena. That, gave us a setback, and they joined hands and aligned with the NCP and the Congress, for leaving away their own, natural alliances. So after that, we had no choices and chances, but we were, as far as the number games is concerned, we were self-sufficient. But now this decision is definitely a good move as far as the alliance is concerned, but more to do with the NCP within the NCP and the BNCP.
The internal workings of the NCP. Daniel Francis.
As far as BJP is concerned, we welcome the move, and of course on the basis of the numbers that the Ajit Pawar faction has been able to garner in a big way. If you see 95%.
Right, we will have to leave it there for now, Mr. Bamla. Thank you so much, Daniel Francis, Jayant Menkar and Asif Bamla for joining us on this big political update that we are breaking on the bulletin on the top. Let's also listen into some fresh reactions that we're getting. In fact, there are fresh visuals coming in also of the Ajit Pawar faction coming to know of the announcement, the decision rather, by the poll panel, and also, as we know, that Sharad Pawar has been asked to pick a new party name. Let's take a look at reactions coming in.
आज इलेक्शन कमीशन ने आदरणीय शरद पवार साहब की जो पार्टी है राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस और उसका सिंबल घड़ी, ये दोनों भी आज इलेक्शन कमीशन ने अजीत पवार गढ़ को दिया है। सब दुनिया जानती है कि राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष की स्थापना किसने की थी? शरद पवार साहब ने। राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष के अध्यक्ष शरद पवार साहब, इसका सिंबल कौन सा है? घड़ी। ये पूरी दुनिया को मालूम है। उसके बावजूद इलेक्शन कमीशन ने जो निर्णय दिया है वो सही मायने में लोकशाही की हत्या है। आपको पता है चंडीगढ़ में जो चुनाव हुआ 2-3 दिन पहले, वो चुनाव के बारे में जब मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने गया, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में ने भी इसी प्रकार का ऑब्जर्वेशन दिया कि जैसा चंडीगढ़ में जैसा लोकशाही की हत्या हुई, ये हम खुले आंख से देख नहीं सकते। इस प्रकार का ऑब्जर्वेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया है। आज उसी प्रकार की घटना आज महाराष्ट्र में घटी है। एक मायने में आज लोकशाही की हत्या आज महाराष्ट्र में हुई है।